Alright, so today I will be surviving 2,400 days in hardcore Minecraft. And in this video, what I will be doing is building a super OP guardian farm for an insane amount of XP. And so that way I can use the prismarine shards to transform the Nether into an ocean monument. I am literally going to make an exact copy of the ocean monument and put it in the Nether. It is going to be absolutely insane, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see how it all turns out. And hit that like button, as liking the video really helps the video out and it helps for YouTube to promote it more. And let's just jump into it. But first, today's video is sponsored by GXC, a gaming service by Opera GX, which is the best browser service around that has hundreds of free browser games for you to play. Like Torum, which is reminiscent of the original Legend of Zelda, where you advance to different areas, taking on new enemies with your trusty sword. And hey, just like in Legend of Zelda, in this, you can even break pots. Dungeons of Clay is also really fun. It generates a new random stage for you every single time for you to take on enemies, jumping and right-clicking to teleport yourself out of trouble around this 2D stage, just taking on all of the enemies, trying to collect as much loot as possible. Personally though, my favorite is Super Raft Boat. I've always been a huge fan of survival games that just never end, and it's designed for you to literally last as long as possible. I'm still trying to get better, but if you download Opera GX right now using my link in the description, completely free, you can see if you can come beat my score.
And thank you to GXC for sponsoring this video.
Alright, so like I said, what I want to do is actually transform the Nether here, and the reason being is because this area in the Nether has just always stayed the same for me. This is how I get into the Nether. I've never moved this portal. There's just a bunch of clutter here. Like, I placed out some of these blocks to get some achievements. I have a tower here that I got to use some glowstone, and then just this rail system to transport some villagers. It looks really sloppy and boring, and a lot of hardcore Minecraft YouTubers have like an actual like hub area that they built in their Nether that looks really cool, and I've just got this sloppy mess. So I figured, yeah, we should probably actually do something about that, because again, I've not even changed this entire area for so long. So I figured, hey, why don't we just build an ocean monument as my like hub area? I don't think anyone's ever done that. If they have, I've certainly never saw it. So yeah, I first thought maybe we could just break an ocean monument and then replace it in the Nether, but then I realized that would take really long and I'd have to deal with all the guardians and it'd be really annoying. And so I figured, no, probably not the best idea. Let's just build a guardian farm. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The actual farm will be over in the sky over there like that, and then we'll be collecting the guardians in this general area. And the way a guardian farm works is with nether portals. If you place portals in the right area, you can transport them to your farm. It's kind of complicated. I'll get a bit more into detail a little bit later. First, we actually have to gather all of the supplies we need to build this thing, which actually you don't need that many supplies. I already had literally everything in my chests to build this. The only thing I did not have was obsidian, which you just use a haste 2 beacon inside the end to break the obsidian towers to get all of the obsidian you need. And there you go. A couple seconds later, I now have all of the supplies I need to build this entire farm in the overworld. So there is another portion to this as well, but this is all the supplies I need to completely build this thing in the overworld. So the first thing I did is just went in here to go ahead and take out the elder guardians. That way he didn't keep giving me mining fatigue, which was really, really annoying. So just use a trident, hit him a few times, and there you go. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And now the first thing we need to do is actually build a base where we will be collecting the guardians to transport them. And you actually build this thing using scaffolding, because you can actually climb through the bottom of scaffolding, and that's how we'll get the guardians there. If you build bubble columns, then they'll just float right the way up. And then we just build the nether portals at the opposite ends of the scaffolding as well as in between, and that's how you transport them. So yeah, overall it's pretty simple. I'm not actually gonna place the soul sand below this to create the bubble columns to transport the guardians up here just yet, because I still have to complete the build in the nether, so I'm not really ready to transport the guardians yet. So let's go ahead and build all of this, build all the walls up and stuff, so all of this is ready. And then when we're actually ready to basically turn the farm on, then that's when we'll actually go down there and place the bubble columns. But for now, I still need to, finish everything else. So we actually have to build this farm all the way up here in this exact location, like literally the exact XYZ coordinates. And the reason being is because all mobs within 128 block radius of you will despawn. So by standing right here exactly. The only place guardians can physically spawn is directly under our little nether portal trap there. So we have to stand at this exact location, which means the farm has to be built at literally this exact location. And when we fly down, as you can see, all of the guardians that spawned near this monument are directly underneath our trap. So that's how you know we're at the right spot. So I just went ahead and spent about a day or so, and we went ahead and got that farm completely built. As yeah, now like the actual overworld portion of this farm is done. All we have to do is build the rest in the nether, and there you go. So here's our farm here. I just go around. This is where we'll actually be killing the guardians, and so once we kill them, the items will then get dispersed by the water that they will be floating in right into our sorting system. And then we have these chests right here that I'm standing on, which aren't actually to gather supplies. The reason why they're there is that way it creates a just slightly wide enough opening so that way I can collect all of the XP from the guardians that I killed. Now we need to actually figure out where we're gonna build this farm in the nether. I've already got all of the supplies ready because again, this has to be built at the exact XYZ coordinates. And basically the way that is determined, you have to turn on the display for the chunks, and then you have to go one chunk away in the exact corner of your farm, and then write down those coordinates and then multiply it by 8 to get to the right coordinates in the nether. Yeah, again, if you want more detail, check out the original video by the original creator. And then if we go a second chunk away directly in the corner, this is actually where we built our farm, so that's how we know where to build that. And just so that way you guys know why we had to do this, if we would go ahead and fly up here, I can go ahead and show you, is this nether portal had to be built exactly in between two different chunks. So if we go ahead and look down, one half of this nether portal is in one chunk, the other half is in the other. And that's how we're actually able to transport the guardians from the initial farm at the monument all the way up here by building this nether portal directly in between two chunks. We then just use that same exact logic to go ahead and build the trap in the nether. And again, this didn't really take me too long to build. There's actually two parts of this farm. If we light the nether portal down here, this is just an AFK farm where the fire will kill the guardians so we can collect all the supplies, or this farm up here, which is the one that's actually going to transport them back to the overworld. I went ahead and just built a separate nether portal that makes it a lot easier for me to transport. And yeah, here you go. The thing is now completely done. I didn't light the nether portal down here because again, I don't want to AFK farm the guardian drops, but instead I want to transport them to the overworld so that way I can collect all of the XP. So yeah, once we go ahead and fly up here, and the way this works is there's a bunch of scaffolding in here because guardians always try to go to the top. They're always jumping. And then there's trapdoors in the way here, which will block them from going in the nether portal. And then we just have a simple clock system here, which constantly will turn the trapdoors on and off. That way all of the guardians get sent to the overworld in batches rather than just slowly always streaming in. And now all I have to do to turn the machine on is actually place down all of the soul sand directly below the farm, creating the bubble columns. That way we can actually trap the guardians. Pretty simple process. All you have to do is literally place down the soul sand, because since we're in the ocean, all of the blocks are already source water blocks, so it creates the bubble columns. The biggest problem is just dealing with all the guardians hitting you, which is really annoying. And again, it's the reason why I decided to not just randomly break a monument and then transport it to nether. I figured this would be easier. We placed down all of that soul sand, creating all of the bubble columns, and now 100% of this farm is done as soon as I light these nether portals, and there you go. Now all we have to do is actually just fly up to our farm where we AFK, and we can just start collecting all of our guardians. So I went ahead and flew up there, and remember, you have to AFK in the exact right spot in the farm for this to work, so I went ahead and stood there, and then all we have to do is wait like 20 or 30 seconds for the trapdoor to open, and the guardians will start streaming in. Just like that, an absolutely insane amount of guardians flopping through that nether portal. Now it's kind of annoying to deal with the guardians because guardians have thorns, which means every time I hit them, they also hit me back, which makes it really difficult to like AFK because you could potentially die by all of the thorns that is attacking you. So yeah, there you go. And I mean, again, this thing gives you an insane amount of XP, and it gives you an insane amount of prismarine shards. I don't know which XP farm is technically better, either this guardian farm or the enderman farm in the end. I don't know which one's better. I could probably test them to see, but I mean, at this point in the game, I'm at level 290 for XP. XP. So I don't really need much XP anymore. The only time I need it or use it is really to repair all of my tools and armor and whatnot with mending. After literally just like 2 minutes of sitting here attacking guardians, this is how much prismarine shards I got, which is absolutely insane. It's gonna take us like literally no time at all to get all of these shards I need to get all of the prismarine bricks and just plain old prismarine to build my ocean monument. And it's, again, so simple. They all take damage from falling, so just one punch, and then there you go. I get a ton of XP, and then all of the random shards and whatnot get displaced in the chests. And then just to go ahead and show you guys the AFK part of this, if we light this nether portal and then we fly up top and we just turn off the nether portal up here, all of the guardians will then spawn down below and die from these soul campfires. So I just went ahead and went to my farm to AFK, because remember, we still have to AFK here to make sure all of the guardians spawn. And then I sat here for, I think, maybe like 5 or so minutes. And then we came back, and yeah, this thing worked insanely well. I think it was actually less than 5 minutes I AFK'd, and we got an insane amount of prismarine shards from this as well. Yeah, it was probably only gonna take me, I think, maybe an hour or so of AFKing to get all of these shards I needed. So this farm is absolutely insanely overpowered if you want to get prismarine bricks. Like, it's absolutely insane. If you ever got a project where you want to make prismarine or prismarine bricks, just make this farm and you are set for life. So yeah, after only like 5 minutes total, this is all of the bricks in prismarine that I was able to craft from, again, like no time at all. So overall, we're pretty much set. It's not going to take me too long to get all of the supplies I need to build the ocean monument. Now, I wanted to actually clear out a space in the nether first, because I don't actually know exactly how much prismarine I need. I still have to, like, figure out exactly how many bricks and prismarine I need, and so, yeah, I can't really AFK for all of that yet. So I figured we might as well just clear out this area in the nether. So all of these 4 corners that I'm showing you of prismarine, everything in between, all 4 prismarine blocks needs to be mined out and completely flattened out so that way I can build the ocean monument here, which is really difficult because we run into this like mountain area, and all the way down here is where the other prismarine block is. So we have to mine out everything in between all of those, and it's definitely going to take me a few hours to do all of this. So we have most definitely got our work cut out for us getting all of this done. Now, I can still use like TNT and stuff to make it a little bit easier, but it's still definitely gonna take me a while. So I got to work. Again, like I said, I used some TNT to clear out some of that basalt and whatnot, just to speed up the little process. And I decided, let's actually get a beacon to get haste too, except that's when I remembered, oh yeah, the beacon needs an unobstructed view to the sky in order to be activated, and we're in the nether, and there's a bedrock roof in the nether, so that's a problem. So I had to go to the nether roof to actually break the bedrock so that way I could activate a beacon. So we just went ahead and use the very simple glitch here, and we were able to very easily break a hole in the nether roof, except I realized that I kind of chose the wrong spot because there's still more bedrock below me. So yeah, I had to find a different spot. It didn't take me too long, but still I was able to find a different spot. We went ahead, did the same exact process again, and this time we've now actually got a spot where we can mine straight down to my beacon. I then just have to build the beacon to be at this exact spot right here, and it should be able to activate. So I went ahead, really quickly built all of that, and sure enough, it did activate, gave myself haste 2, and now this process is going to be a lot simpler. Because with haste 2, you can actually instantly mine basalt and blackstone, just like you can with netherrack. So mining all of this out was going to be so much easier and so much faster now that I had this beacon. So I just got back to work another hour or so, and we were able to completely flatten that area out, and then I just went ahead and filled in a lot of the empty spaces with netherrack so that way I could walk around a lot easier. And so there you go. We've now got the area flattened out. We've got all of this ready. Now all I have to do is figure out exactly how many prismarine blocks and bricks I need. And after figuring all that out, I figure I need probably about 1 double chest each of both bricks and just regular prismarine. So I decided to fly out to my farm, made sure the AFK part of this farm was activated, because I don't really need any XP right now, so I figured we'll just use the AFK portion of this. So I went and flew all the way up to my farm, and just for our first AFK session, I figured we'd keep it safe and just AFK for about 30 minutes in case something goes wrong. I don't want to have too many guardians and like completely lag out my world. So 30 minutes later, we were done. We flew back to the nether, and sure enough, all of the chests were pretty much filled after 30 minutes. So I figured, hey, that's probably a good enough time. So I went ahead and just crafted all of those prismarine shards into the prismarine blocks. Went ahead and got rid of all of the extra stuff in there, like the raw cod that I don't need. And after 30 minutes, we were able to pretty much get 1 full double chest of prismarine, which is insane. 30 minutes of AFKing for one full double chest of blocks. So yeah, I just need to AFK now for probably like 40 or so minutes to get all of the other bricks that I need, and then the extra dark prismarine and lamps and whatnot. So yeah, I just did the same exact process. I then needed to collect other supplies for like decoration and whatnot, which took me like probably another couple hours to do all of that, to gather all of the decoration and whatnot after I AFK'd, which all of that's really boring. So I didn't really feel the need to show you all of that. But yeah, this right here is what I need to build my ocean monument. Like I said, all of the prismarine, then all of the dark prismarine and lanterns, all of our bricks here, and then all of the decoration blocks, which you're going to put inside the monument to make it look a lot more fancier and look a lot more nice. We have finally got all of the supplies that I need to actually get to work on building this thing. So first thing we're going to do is actually build the floor of this ocean monument, because I've got this like huge pit area I can fall in. So yeah, I figured let's just keep it simple, build the floor first so I can walk around a lot easier. And again, like I said earlier, once we build this entire thing, we really need to like clear out this area. Like I need to clear out those rails and this random nether portal sitting here. But yeah, that's for the future. We'll just go ahead and get working on the floor of this thing first. So about another 30 minutes later, and we actually got that all built and done. Now, I kind of realized I don't like this. And what I mean by that is there's way too many magma cubes all around. I had to keep on just taking care of magma cubes all the time, and it was a huge problem. I thought if I lit the area up enough, magma cubes wouldn't spawn. But what I didn't realize is magma cubes can spawn in any light level. So it doesn't matter how much lighting, how many torches I had here, they're still gonna spawn. I had thought about, all right, let's just move the monument out of the basalt delta, but that's really, really difficult because the basalt delta is like really huge. It's basically the entire area where our monument is. And since I already blew up that entire area and mined it all out, I thought it would look weird if I moved the ocean monument forward. So I figure we're just gonna stick with it. There are tricks you can do to prevent magma cubes from spawning, which is exactly what I did. I threw down a bunch of carpets because magma cubes need a 3x3 area to spawn. So by putting the carpets here, it blocks them from being able to spawn. Except I didn't really space these carpets out enough, which means magma cubes can still spawn, but they'll spawn so much less with these carpets here. So in the future, I can just replace all of these carpets with string. The string will pretty much be invisible. You won't even see it, and it will completely prevent the magma cubes from spawning. But for now, I had the carpet, so I figured the carpet would be easiest. So I used all of that. No magma cubes really spawned. So yeah, we got to work on building up all of the walls. And for some reason, in replay mod, when building up all of these walls, the prismarine kept on changing colors between blue and green, which is like freaking me out. And I don't really understand why it was doing that. We got all the walls built up. We just can build up everything. We got literally everything done. It took me a few hours to do, but literally the entire ocean monument built. And here you go. And again, I don't really know why the prismarine was changing colors. I'm looking at it now and it's not really changing colors, but in replay mod it was, and it was kind of freaking me out, and I don't know why it was doing that. So if somebody knows why it was changing between blue and green, please let me know. But yeah, here it is. And I mean, I think this is the first time I've ever seen an ocean monument in the Nether. Like, I've never seen this before. I don't think anyone has ever done it. I haven't really checked. But yeah, literally an ocean monument in the Nether. How absolutely fantastic is that? But still, we are not done. It's so wide open in here that I figured, hey, let's just go ahead and decorate it, make it look way less open, you know, just fill it with some nice stuff. So in the back here, I decided to add like a little mini Nether fortress. And then I was actually going to add some lava below all of that, which is pretty simple. You just grab yourself a couple stacks of buckets, fly on down, grab all of the lava that you need, and start placing them. I'm going to place them in these little lanes here. And then once I finish them up, I'll just break the netherrack and place all of the lava in there as well. So yeah, it didn't take me too long, maybe like 20 or so minutes. And we were able to fill all of that in with lava just to complete the little decoration look there. I did run into a bit of a problem once I finished all of this, however. It kept on catching my carpets on fire, which enables the magma cubes to spawn in this area. But I don't think it'll be too much of a problem because, again, I don't think string can catch on fire. So when I do eventually replace those with string, it won't really be that big of a deal. So yeah, now what I want to do is actually add a crimson forest to my left and then a warped forest to my right, just for the extra decoration and make it look real nice. I could have actually built like useful things there, maybe like workstations or like a level 30 enchanter or something. I don't really know, but like I don't need to, you know, like my base is in the overworld. I'm basically only ever in the Nether to like either transport really far really easily or just go in here to grab some supplies and then leave. I figured we'll just go and decorate it, you know. I don't need to put anything there, so I might as well just make it look, you know, real fancy and nice. So yeah, I just grabbed all of these supplies that I needed for that, and we got to work. It didn't take me too long, and maybe only like 10 or 15 minutes per side, and we were able to build our Crimson Forest, go to the other side, and then completely build our Warped Forest. And then there you go. This thing is basically done. We just need to take care of those carpets, maybe clear out the front of my monument a little bit, and the thing is done. I mean, I was really happy with how this thing turned out. It is definitely a lot more fancy now, me going in and out of the Nether than before. It's a lot more professional, it's a lot more clean looking, and now I'm on pace with a lot of the other hardcore Minecraft YouTubers that have their fancy looking Nether hubs and their Nether portals and whatnot. So yeah, I absolutely love this. It's just so weird seeing literally just a giant monument in the Nether. So yeah, again, I've still got a lot of this stuff that I need to clear out, but that I can do that in the future. But right now, we have something a little bit more important to take care of. I actually need to make a new bow, which doesn't sound important, except I have had this bow since like literally day one. This was like the first bow that I ever made, and I got it to level 30 enchantment, and I can't repair it anymore. Literally, it's too expensive to repair due to the fact that I've done that so many times, so I need a new bow. And the reason why I can't repair it anymore is because the way I've been repairing a lot of my tools and armor and stuff is with mending. But as you can see right here, we can't actually add mending to this bow, and that's because infinity and mending are mutually exclusive, meaning you can only have one and not the other. And I chose to go with infinity and not mending. So yeah, I've had this bow for like thousands of days, and finally I actually have to replace it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go with the same exact enchantments. I don't really add punch to my bows because I don't like it. It's the same reason why I don't have knockback on my sword. I like to, you know, be able just to combo all of the mobs and stuff without having them just getting knocked back super far. I find it more annoying than actually useful. So yeah, I went ahead and made that new bow, which was pretty simple due to the fact that I had 290 levels of XP, and we officially, like, 2,000 days in, I've got a new bow. And I actually felt the need to preserve my old bow that is nearly broken. Again, you guys might find this a little bit weird, but like, there are very few things in my hardcore world that I've had for a really long time. And I keep all of my special things near my bed, like Mrs. Nesbit here, my rare blue axolotl. And the reason why I don't have my rare blue axolotl on display is because the last time I got one, it just randomly despawned for no reason. So I keep her in a bucket to keep her safe. I just decided to put the bow there right above my bed, nice and special to look nice and clean and super cool. And again, the reason why I really want to do that, because there is pretty much nothing in my world that is original. I have Pongo, my pet horse, which I've had since nearly day one. I've had my bow, which I've had since nearly day one. But other than that, most things have been just completely replaced and rebuilt. Even my house, I tore it down to replace it with other decoration blocks to make it look a little bit better, and then everything else has just been added on like hundreds or even thousands of days later. I don't really have much to remember day one by. I have the dragon egg, which I got at the end of my first video. I've got Pongo, and then I have that bow. Those are like the first things I ever collected that I still have. I have nothing else left that's original, so I felt the need to go ahead and preserve that bow. So yeah, once I got all of that done, all that's left really to do, like I said, replace all these carpets with string. I'm not actually gonna bother showing you guys this because it's super boring and it changes basically nothing. This video is already long enough. I don't really feel the need to bore you with all of this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this off camera because it's boring. I'm breaking carpet and placing string. I need to get to editing this video. I don't need to show you guys that. It basically makes no difference. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. I'll go ahead and clean up all of this crap in the future. I don't need to do that right now. But yeah, this thing is really done. I transported the monument into the Nether to create this absolutely insane looking Nether hub. And I also have a new XP farm with my Guardian farm just to make it a little bit better. And like I said, we still need to spawn proof this area a little bit better from magma cubes, which all that's super boring, which you guys do not want to see. I can just take care of that later. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas on how I can improve my Nether hub here to make it look a little bit fancier, look a little bit nicer, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.